Hello everybody, Steve here. Thought I'd do another video. I don't do these very often, but this last trip, among many others, but this last trip specifically was truly epic and amazing. And I have to share my thoughts and feelings about the trip. And I thought it would be best if I did it via this format or this video. So I'll probably post this on my blog and on Facebook. But this last trip was an adventure, a wilderness expedition down the Colorado River from Lee's Ferry to Diamond Creek. It was a attempt to spread awareness, to inspire people. And I think everyone on the trip took from the experience something with them to hopefully share to the world and to people and their friends, family, and strangers. It was 5 blind veterans, including myself, that decided to embark on this endeavor to tackle some of the biggest whitewater, some would say, in the western part of the United States, maybe in the world. I'll leave that up to you and the research you do on the internet. But if you get the chance, read a book called The Emerald Mile. And The Emerald Mile documents a speed record that I think occurred in 1983 in a type of boat called a dory down the Colorado River, the same stretch of river that I kayaked with the 4 other blind veterans, Brian, Kathy, Lonnie, and Travis. Team River Runner, the organization who spearheaded this adventure, the executive director, Joe Mornini, and Lonnie Bedwell, the blind veteran who conquered and paddled the Colorado River on his own so many years ago, led this trip. And I think this is a remarkable story because there's only been a handful of people who are blind that have kayaked the Colorado River. Maybe 7. Eric Weinmayer, Lonnie Bedwell, and the 5 of us, or 4 of us, I guess 6, that I know of, that have been spoke about or talked about in the news. And a lot of you know my story. I lost my sight in Iraq 10 years ago. And a good friend, Staff Sergeant Victor Cota, he died next to me. War is a horrible thing. And I wanted to be part of something bigger than me. And I lived in New York at the time when the towers fell in September of 2001. And this trip down the river just recently occurred around the same time. We were on the river. One of our last days was September 11th. And it's important to say because that changed my life. It changed a lot of people's lives. I'm wearing some prosthesis right now that I don't often wear, and don't mind my raccoon eyes from the wild tan I got being in the sun for 12 days straight. But my eyes were brown when I was born. I had natural brown eyes. These are prosthesis, and I'll show you. I can take my eye out of my head, just like that. And so these are not real. They're for aesthetics. And so I show you that because I'm completely blind. I have what is stated or known as no light perception. But it hasn't slowed me down. This trip sorry. I'm getting a little emotional. Hopefully I'm not screwing up the camera angle. I'm here alone in my apartment. This trip was significant in the sense of human strength. Resilience and courage. And I hope that it shows people that some things are absolutely possible if you're driven, if you have support, and wonderful people who are willing to quite literally guide you through life. Water is quite an interesting thing. It can terrify you, cause you a tremendous amount of anxiety, and at the same time, for me at least, it can empower you and make you feel less disabled. John Wesley Powell, like I believe the name of the Lake Powell, above Glen Canyon Dam, if I'm not mistaken, was a famous individual. He was a U.S. soldier, a geologist, an explorer of the American West, someone who set out on the same trip that we set out on in 1869 to explore what he said, I believe, was the great unknown. And sometimes being blind, not having the ability to see what is in front of me, is like the great unknown. This trip, I hope, will be shared more and more amongst different people, but you truly had to be part of the expedition to feel the energy and the accomplishment of paddling 226 miles of raging whitewater, as well as serene, placid, flat water. To have the ability to go and reach out and touch the walls, these walls that are honed and smoothed by the water, the sandstone, the limestone, and to paddle through history down into a deep part of the earth and to witness and experience those sounds was a magnificent feeling. And I'm going to play a trailer that a friend, Seth Dahl of Big Cedar Media, and he's a great individual, a great person, a warrior as well, a veteran of the U.S. military. He created this trailer for the Vision Team, which was our name for the 5 blind veterans that paddled the Grand Canyon September 1st to the 12th, 2018.